May I interest you in some pumpkin spice spam?
Yes.
You can take it home with you if you want.
From the very start of his career, Billy Bob Thornton stood out in Hollywood for his raw talent, eccentric personality, and a romantic life that often kept tabloids buzzing. Having been married 6 times, his relationships have consistently drawn public scrutiny. However, it was his whirlwind marriage to Angelina Jolie that garnered the most attention. At the peak of their careers, their sudden and unconventional union captivated the media. But just 3 years later, it all unraveled. Now, years after the split, Thornton is opening up about the real reason behind their breakup. Billy Bob Thornton's journey began far from the limelight. Born on August 4, 1955, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, he grew up in a modest shack with no electricity or plumbing. His family moved frequently throughout small towns in Arkansas, including Alpine, Malvern, and Mount Holly. He was raised by his father, William Raymond Thornton, a teacher and basketball coach, and his mother, Virginia Roberta, who claimed to be a psychic. Thornton faced academic difficulties, partly due to undiagnosed dyslexia, but he found solace in sports and excelled in baseball during high school. After graduation in 1973, he tried out for the Kansas City Royals but was cut due to an injury. He dabbled in various jobs laying asphalt, telemarketing, fast food, and offshore wind farming before briefly attending Henderson State University to study psychology. However, he dropped out after 2 semesters to pursue acting, a decision that led him to Los Angeles in the mid-1980s. While struggling to land roles, he worked as a waiter, which led to a pivotal encounter with director Billy Wilder. Wilder's advice to explore screenwriting would become a turning point in Thornton's career. Thornton's early acting days involved minor roles in films and TV, with a stage debut in Beethoven's Symphonies, 1987, and a small part in Hunter's Blood. He later appeared in Matlock and South of Reno, but his breakthrough came in 1992 with One False Move, a gritty crime drama he co-wrote with Tom Epperson and starred in. His biggest leap came in 1996 with Sling Blade, a film he wrote, directed, and starred in. Based on a short film he had made earlier, Sling Blade told a haunting story of a mentally disabled man who committed murder. The film was critically acclaimed, earning Thornton an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay and a nomination for Best Actor, cementing his place as a serious talent in Hollywood. The success of Sling Blade launched Thornton into a prolific phase. He starred in hits like Armageddon, A Simple Plan, which brought him another Oscar nomination and Primary Colors. He also returned to directing with Daddy and Them and All the Pretty Horses, though the latter left him disillusioned after studio cuts removed large portions of his vision. In 2003, he delivered a standout performance in Bad Santa, where he famously admitted to getting drunk on set to play the foul-mouthed mole Santa. The film became one of his most iconic works. He continued to impress in Friday Night Lights, The Alamo, and transitioned to television with award-winning roles in Fargo 2014, where he won a Golden Globe, and Goliath 2016, playing a disgraced lawyer. Despite his thriving professional life, Thornton's personal relationships often shared the spotlight. His first marriage was to Melissa Lee Gatlin in 1978. Although little is publicly known about their life together, they had a daughter named Amanda in 1979. The marriage ended in 1980, with Melissa citing incompatibility and infidelity. Amanda was mostly raised by her mother and later became embroiled in a tragic case in 2008, when she was accused of causing the death of her friend's 1-year-old daughter. Despite being sentenced to 20 years in prison, Amanda's legal team, supported by the Innocence Project of Florida, fought to prove her innocence. She was released in 2020 after new evidence came to light. Returning to Thornton's complex romantic life, following his first marriage, he went on to have a brief relationship with actress Toni Lawrence. Tools. In 1986, Billy Bob Thornton entered into his second marriage, this time with actress Toni Lawrence, known for her roles in films such as Daddy's Deadly Darling and Soul Survivor. At first, it appeared that the couple might be a good match. However, their marriage was short-lived, lasting only 2 years, and they did not have any children together. Their relationship quickly deteriorated, and reflecting on their time together, Toni once remarked that although Thornton was clearly talented, he was also very troubled. After their split, Toni moved on, remarrying and relocating to Los Angeles, where she embraced a quieter life as a potter. Despite the brevity of their marriage, it's clear that their time together left a lasting impact on both. Thornton's third marriage was to actress Cinda Williams, whom he wed in 1990. Cinda, originally from Chicago, had gained recognition for her performances in Mo Better Blues and One False Move, the latter of which was also Thornton's screenwriting debut. Despite working together professionally, the romantic connection between them was lacking. Thornton would later admit that they were really just friends and should never have married. Their marriage ended amicably in 1992. In later years, Cinda found happiness with film producer Roderick Plummer, with whom she shares a child. She often shares glimpses of their family life on social media, showing she's moved on from her brief marriage to Thornton. The fourth and perhaps most contentious of Thornton's marriages was to Playboy model Pietra Dawn Cherniak. The couple married in 1993 and welcomed two sons, William and Harry, born within a year of each other. While their family life initially appeared ideal, behind closed doors, things were far from harmonious. In 1997, Pietra filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and also sought a restraining order against Thornton. She accused him of physical abuse, claiming he had hit, punched, and shoved her, even in front of their children. Thornton denied all allegations, stating that while their marriage wasn't perfect, he never behaved as she claimed. He expressed concern for their sons, emphasizing they would suffer most from the fallout. Regardless of his denials, the allegations marked a dark chapter in his personal life and continued to cast a shadow even after the marriage ended. Then came his whirlwind romance with Angelina Jolie, a relationship that took everyone by surprise. At the time, Jolie was already a well-established actress with several high-profile relationships behind her. Thornton, meanwhile, was engaged to actress Laura Dern, with whom he had been living and planning a future. Everything changed when Thornton met Jolie on the set of the 1999 film Pushing Tin. Their on-screen chemistry spilled into real life, and despite Thornton's engagement, he and Jolie quickly grew close. The romance progressed rapidly. Dern later recounted that she left for a film shoot, and while she was away, her fiancé got married without even a goodbye. In May 2000, just months after meeting, Thornton and Jolie wed in a low-key ceremony in Las Vegas. Though understated in presentation, the marriage made global headlines, especially due to its abrupt nature and Thornton's unresolved engagement to Dern. Jolie and Thornton were known for their eccentric and intense love, famously wearing vials of each other's blood around their necks. They weren't shy about displaying their affection, often indulging in passionate PDA on red carpets. One notable instance was at a Gone in 60-second premiere in June 2000, where they openly kissed and embraced in front of the media. Thornton even unabashedly recounted a moment of intimacy they shared en route to that very event. Their romance was wild, unconventional, and all-consuming. After their wedding, they bought a lavish Beverly Hills mansion once owned by Slash of Guns N' Roses. Despite the 9-bedroom estate and an in-house recording studio, the couple didn't spend much time there, often occupied with various work commitments and frequent travel. Though the house symbolized a desire to settle down, their high-energy, unpredictable lifestyle ultimately overwhelmed the relationship. What began as a passionate whirlwind romance soon faced the pressures of contrasting personalities and lifestyles, Thornton's reclusive tendencies clashing with Jolie's global activism and public persona. Their marriage ended in 2002, but despite the separation, the two have remained on good terms. Their time together remains one of the most unforgettable chapters in both of their personal histories. Tools. During an MTV interview, Billy Bob Thornton candidly recalled an intimate moment with Angelina Jolie, revealing without hesitation that they had been physically intimate in the car on their way to the event. This level of openness set their relationship apart from other Hollywood couples, keeping the public fascinated by their unpredictable and eccentric bond. Throughout their time together, Thornton and Jolie continued to shock and intrigue people. In December 2000, Thornton addressed a bizarre rumor during an interview claiming he wore Jolie's underwear. He clarified that although he had worn her underwear once at the gym and had been spotted, it wasn't a regular habit, emphasizing that the story had been exaggerated. Their relationship continued to grab headlines, particularly when they opened up to us weekly about a padded room in their Beverly Hills home, a space they used when their love felt overwhelmingly intense. Jolie expressed how deeply she was affected by their connection, saying it made her feel on fire, safe, and completely in love. Thornton echoed those sentiments, describing their intimacy as almost too intense to handle. One of the most infamous aspects of their romance emerged in July 2001, when the media reported that the couple wore vials of each other's blood around their necks. The story quickly spun out of control, with the public imagining them with dramatic containers of blood. Thornton later clarified that it was far simpler. They had merely pricked their fingers and smeared a bit of blood onto small items they wore when apart. Still, the gesture symbolized the passionate and unconventional nature of their love, which was anything but ordinary. While other celebrity couples were more reserved, Jolie and Thornton pushed boundaries with their raw, unfiltered displays of affection. By early 2002, they were planning to adopt a child together, specifically a Cambodian baby boy named Maddox, who was just 7 months old. However, as their relationship began to unravel, plans changed. Jolie would later adopt Maddox as a single parent, confirming that Thornton was not involved in the process. Around the same time, rumors of infidelity began to surface, with speculation that Thornton was seeing a sex addiction therapist and possibly having an affair with her. Though neither party confirmed these rumors, the gossip only deepened the cracks in their relationship. Jolie was reportedly devastated, and their bond, once passionate, quickly began to dissolve. By summer 2002, the couple quietly divorced, leaving the public to wonder what had gone wrong. Jolie later opened up in a 2004 Vogue interview, stating that both she and Thornton had changed so much in a short time that they no longer had anything in common. She reflected that in just 1 year, she had become the person she is today, and Thornton had done the same. The following year, in Vanity Fair, she explained further that they simply grew apart, realizing one day that they had nothing to say to each other. It was a surprising and painful realization, highlighting how easy it is to lose connection when you haven't truly found yourself yet. Thornton, too, spoke about their breakup. In a 2003 Entertainment Weekly interview, he compared it to a sudden disaster, saying it was as if he were at a nightclub and chaos erupted out of nowhere. He admitted in a 2016 GQ interview that he never felt good enough for Jolie, and although he couldn't pinpoint one exact reason for their split, he acknowledged that the shift had been abrupt and disorienting. Their different lifestyles played a major role in their separation. Jolie was constantly traveling, attending global events, and working on humanitarian causes, while Thornton preferred to stay home and watch baseball. He confessed that he was uncomfortable around wealthy or high-profile people, which only widened the gap between them. In 2018, Thornton openly admitted that their drastically different lifestyles ultimately led to their divorce, describing hers as global and his as agoraphobic. Despite their split, Thornton and Jolie have remained on good terms. They both moved on. Jolie married Brad Pitt in 2014, a marriage that ended in 2016, and Thornton wed Connie Angland the same year. In 2012, Jolie even wrote the foreword for Thornton's memoir, The Billy Bob Tapes, A Cave Full of Ghosts, where she praised his unique personality and openly discussed his struggle with agoraphobia, calling him someone she deeply admired and loved. Thornton has also spoken warmly of Jolie, saying they still occasionally keep in touch. While their romantic relationship ended long ago, their mutual respect and affection have endured. Thornton revealed they speak every few months, and though their lives have taken different paths, they still connect when they talk. He even admitted that part of him always felt unworthy of Jolie. Their love story may have been brief, but the bond they shared left a lasting impression on both of them and on everyone watching. Surrounded by powerful and influential people, Angelina Jolie maintained a warm and respectful friendship with her ex-husband Billy Bob Thornton, which was clearly reflected when she wrote the foreword for his 2012 memoir, The Billy Bob Tapes, A Cave Full of Ghosts. In her heartfelt words, she praised Thornton's uniqueness and spoke candidly about his struggles with agoraphobia, describing him as a man who couldn't silence the voices in his head, but whom she loved for exactly that. She even remarked that the world would be a far duller place without him. Though their romantic relationship ended years ago, it's clear that the bond they shared left a lasting impact on both of them, as well as on the public's imagination. Thornton's romantic journey took a different turn when he met Connie Angland on the set of Bad Santa in 2002. After 5 previous marriages, Thornton was cautious, and the two chose not to rush into anything. Instead, they dated privately for 12 years before finally tying the knot in 2014 in an intimate ceremony held in their front yard in Los Angeles. Thornton explained that he delayed marriage to spare Angland from the scrutiny he'd faced during his past high-profile relationships, particularly his marriage to Jolie. This low-key wedding symbolized just how different his connection with Angland was. One of the main reasons their relationship has endured is a shared preference for a quieter, more grounded lifestyle. While Jolie traveled the world and met with global leaders, Angland was content staying out of the spotlight, much like Thornton, who has often described himself as a homebody who feels uneasy around the rich and powerful. Their daughter, Bella, who was born in 2004 and is homeschooled, fits seamlessly into this private family dynamic, allowing Thornton to spend more time at home. Angland, a special effects and makeup artist who worked on major films like Men in Black and Planet of the Apes, has also remained largely out of the public eye. Thornton has often spoken fondly of Angland's understanding nature and how she complements his personality. In a 2016 GQ interview, he noted that she's much more in tune with his pace of life. To support his creative passions without disrupting their family time, Angland even encouraged him to build a recording studio at home, something he shared on Jimmy Kimmel Live. For a man who had been through multiple intense relationships, this supportive, balanced lifestyle was a welcome change. Thornton's relationship with Bella has also been a profound part of his later life. As a father of 4, he found himself adjusting again to parenting when Bella arrived much later than his older children. He has spoken about the joy she brings, their shared love of pop music, and how a spirited personality made their bond even more special. In fact, one of the key reasons he and Angland finally married was because Bella began asking why they weren't. Thornton later said on The Late Late Show with James Corden that we did it for her, highlighting just how central she is to their lives. Although Thornton still pursues his artistic passions balancing music, film, and television, his main priority remains his family. He and Angland occasionally appear together at red carpet events, like the 2022 premiere of The Gray Man, but mostly they enjoy the privacy of their home-centered life. Thornton's current relationship appears to be his most stable, grounded in mutual respect and simplicity. After years of turbulent romances, he has found contentment in a quiet, enduring love that proves lasting relationships can blossom when shared values and personalities align. Even his relationship with Jolie has matured into one of mutual respect, showing that love doesn't have to last forever to leave something meaningful behind. So, what do you think is more important for a lasting relationship, finding someone who truly complements your personality or meeting the right person at the right time? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories.